Hi all, this is Kay, Wilco28. Today we're going to be predicting how the Premier League will finish upon restarting the season, hopefully after April 30th. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. 20th is going to be Norwich. So this season has been one of ups and downs for the Canaries, beating the champions of England in their own backyard being one of the highlights for them. However, they seem to have struggled if Teemu Pukki hasn't been on form in front of goal. The defence has let them down in some major games, which is why I'm going to say they will remain at the foot of the table. 19th, Watford. This one may seem a bit strange considering what they've done a few weeks ago. However, Watford have been madly inconsistent this season, which is part and parcel with their strange habit of chopping and changing managers every 5 weeks. Seems to be better when they're at Vicarage Road this season, but their trips away from home have been the Hornets' downfall this season. They have 5 out of their 9 games left, which are away, and one of their home games against Man City. So that's why Watford, for me, are going to finish 19th. 18th is Aston Villa, so I'm tipping Dean Smith's men to be the last team to be relegated. I think it'll go down to the final day where Villa will travel to the Fishbowl, which is the Olympic Stadium, to lose 1-0 to West Ham, therefore dooming the Clarets to another season in the Championship. Sorry Villa fans, but you've lost too many games this year for me to think you can pull off the Great Escape. And seeing who you have left, can't imagine you'll get enough points to do it. 17th is Bournemouth. Bournemouth, however, you'll barely survive the season in my opinion. The team has been hampered with injuries that include the likes of David Brooks, Billen, King, Mepham, Kelly, Steve Cook, Daniel, Simon Francis. You're not had the best of luck with that. However, this break that we have in football may be a blessing in disguise for the Cherries. Under the tutelage of Eddie Howe, I think he can mastermind the great escape for Bournemouth, who will survive on the last day. 16th, Brighton. Now Brighton are a tricky one to predict here. They'll stay up under Graham Potter, I'm sure of that. But the position, I'm not so sure. We'll go with 16th. Brighton seem to have trouble holding the lead. I mean, they've had 12 draws for fuck's sake. Yes, they don't have very many favourable games left to play, City and Liverpool to name 2. But after that, there's some winnable games for them. Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, hell even United when they're playing in the Amex. I think the Seagulls will stick around for at least another year. 16th for them. 15th, West Ham. Oh, how the iron have fallen. Gone are the days where they have world-class players such as Tevez and Paulo Di Canio. West Ham fell off recently with forward troubles. I like the signing of Jarrod Bowen from Hull, but he's unproven in the Prem and he's so young, so you can't fully rely on him. I think though that they'll pull together at the end and make it safe for the Hammers. 15th is a respectable position for them, I think. 14th is Newcastle. Now, this one is a tough one to place. Mid-table's always tough to predict, so I think the Geordie outfit have had a mixed bag this season, with some notable performances coming from a certain French winger by the name of Alan St-Maximin. Without him, I think the Magpies might have struggled far more than they have so far. I think though with Steve Bruce, it'll bring the defensive side to Newcastle and work from there for the remainder of the season. It's 14th for the Geordies. 13th is going to be Southampton. You'd never have guessed this position is where Southampton are going to finish based at the beginning of the season. Since the turn of the year, the Saints under Ralph Hasenhüttl have had a resurgence of form. Another man that's had a resurgence of form is Danny Ings. He's been banging in the goals this season for Southampton. So much so that he's in their fantasy league team. FPL aside, the Saints have had a good run of form ever since 9-0 drubbing at St Mary's in October. If Danny Ings continues his form and defence shows itself up, 13th is a cert for the Saints. 12th is Burnley. So after the season they've had a few years ago, qualifying for the Europa League, you'd think that the Clarets would kick on from there. They sort of just stagnated since then. Burnley under Sean Dyche have been nothing short of successful, in a promotion back to the Prem and then qualifying for the Europa League. This season, however, they've been mid-table mediocrity for me, which is basically where they're going to finish. The emergence of Dwight McNeil has been breathtaking for the Burnley fans, and Chris Wood's been banging in goals as well, which helps. 12 for the Clarets. 11th is going to be Everton. Finishing just shy of the top half of the table will be Everton. It's been on and off for me, Everton. Under Marcus over the start of the year, I thought they might get relegated. However, after sacking the Portuguese tactician and the signing of Carlo Ancelotti, it's a strange signing, things are looking up for the Toffees. So am I saying 11th for Everton then? Honestly, it's down to the fact of the games they have left to play. Liverpool at home, Leicester at home, Spurs away, Wolves away and Sheffield United at home, to name the worst of them. The squad's strong on paper, but you don't play football on paper. In reality, some of them can't play. Dominic Calvert-Lewin's improved under the Italian tactician, as is Mason Holgate. I think it's just going to be an 11th place finish for Blue Alpha Merseyside. 10th will be Crystal Palace. Directly mid-table, going to be Crystal Palace. I think in a match, Palace have a better squad than Everton. Guaita for me has been immense in goal. Wilfried Zaha has continued his form in front of goal for the Eagles. It's going to be a comfortable mid-table finish for Roy Hodgson's men. 9th is going to be Arsenal. What a disaster it's been for the Gunners this season. After the walking meme that is Unai Emery was sacked in November the 29th, Arsenal have never really recovered from their start of the season. Martinelli has been one of the only positives from this season for the Gunners. Mikel Arteta is at the helm now after being the right-hand man of Pep Guardiola at City. Everyone thought he'd turn the Gunners' fortunes around and get them into the top 4. Didn't happen. Won two league games since his appointment and were dumped out the Europa League by Olympiacos. Then Arteta contracted the virus that started this whole suspension of the league. They've got some tough games to play: City, Liverpool, Wolves, Spurs and Leicester. So based on all that, I reckon it's going to be a 9th finish for Arsenal. 8th is going to be Spurs. Last year's Champions League runners-up are not going to be in Europe next season. Yep, I'm saying that. That's right, I'm putting Jose Mourinho's men in 8th. Why? He's just not the manager he once was. The team don't want to play for him, especially Tanguy and Dembele. Poor Tanguy's been thrown under the bus for everything. He's been Mourinho's scapegoat. I feel like Spurs won't manage to overtake the team that'll finish in 7th this year, so 8th for Spurs. Sorry Spurs. 7th is going to be Sheffield United. This season has been sensational for Sheffield United. A newly promoted team with solid squad members around a very experienced dressing room. Can do wonders it seems. We've got some great tactics like overlapping centre-backs. The Bladesmen have shocked and surprised many in the Premier League this season. Chris Wilder, being a Sheffield United fan and former player, has helped to take this club from the depths of League One to Europe, according to my prediction. Blades have made Bramall Lane a fortress this year, and their away performances haven't been bad either. What season it's going to be for Sheffield United? 7th for me. 6th is going to be Wolves. Another team doing well at Wolves. One of the big questions that everyone had for Nuno Espirito Santo's men was can they cope with the added games at qualifying for the Europa League this season. This season proves that they can. They have class players all over the pitch. Jimenez and Jota up top, Neves and Moutinho in the midfield, Cody, Dendoncker, Saiss, Doherty and Johnny Otto at the back with Rui Patricio in goal. Playing fast, free-flowing football at the same time. Lovely stuff to watch Wolves are. So for me, keep your passports out, Wanderers fans. You're going back to Europe. Now, for the top 5, we're going to take this slow-ish. So coming in 5th, I've put Chelsea. It's not exactly what the Chelsea fans want to hear, but I think Chelsea are going to drop out the Champions League spot and finish 5th under Frank Lampard. Why is that? For me, they've dropped points in stupid games, which I think is going to harm the Blues. They miss out on either the last day or the week before. The lack of a defence this year has been the downfall. I think, however, that they will improve under Lampard. Chelsea fans just need to give him time and back the man who's helped them so many times as a player. He knows the club better than anyone else, and Chelsea are going to finish in the Europa League spots for me. Now, top 4. 4th, I've gone with Man United. So, taking the first Champions League spot is going to be United. I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men will pip Chelsea to 4th place based on the run of form that the Red Devils went on just before the suspension in the league. And they'll continue where they left off and finish in the top 4. Ole's been inconsistent with results this season, including losses to Palace at home and Bournemouth away. Ever since the January signs of Bruno Fernandes and Odi Nagalo, the squad's been revitalised and they've been on a run of 11 games undefeated in all competitions. Like Lampard, however, Solskjaer deserves more time to sort out the mess that is United. Their Achilles heel this season has been finishing teams off and breaking down low blocks. Since their January arrivals, however, they appear to have solved the low block issue. It's just going to be a task of trying to put the ball in the net. But I think they'll do enough just to finish 4th. 3rd is going to be Leicester. Brendan Rodgers has had a masterclass of a season at the helm of the Foxes this year. Class all over the pitch and the Scottish tactician in charge. The return to the Champions League will be far better than the last time they were in it in my eyes. Soyuncu has stepped up at big time since Harry Maguire's departure to United in the summer. Jamie Vardy's continued his goal scoring record this season, which has helped the Foxes. And Maddison's improved this season. And the sign of Ayoze Perez from Newcastle has helped. So for me, I think they're going to finish 3rd. Now 2nd is going to be Man City. City's season's been a bit strange. There was no title challenge ever since that 4-1 drop into Liverpool back near the beginning of the year. We've had a lack of leaders in the dressing room since the departures of both Vincent Kompany and Fabian Delph. Aymeric Laporte's injury has been costly for the citizens, as they have had a defence consisting of Fernandinho at centre-back and Otamendi. Then they'll have the quality to finish above Leicester, but not enough to catch up to Liverpool. 2nd for the blue half of Manchester for me. 1st going to be Liverpool. Yeah, I think this is the most obvious one. No, I don't think this time away will damage the Reds. If anything, to make them stronger, having time away to rest and recover from what's been a brilliant season for them. As much as it pains me to say, being a United fan. Jurgen Klopp's men will be lifting the Premier League trophy at the end of the season, whenever that may be. So that's what I think will happen once the season's concluded. If you agree or disagree with any of my placements, leave them in the comments below. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in another video.